All right, people, my friends, we are here today with myself, Paulette Rees-Denis, and our beautiful master teacher, fabulous dancer, woman extraordinaire coach from the UK, Deirdre Macdonald is here. And this is going to be a little different. So why is this different, Deirdre?
Well, we're going to turn the tables, and I'm going to be asking you the questions, Paulette, today.
Oh my God. All right, I'm ready.
Listen up, listen up. This is, we wanted to, the other master teachers and we talked about the upcoming gathering next month now. And it's one of your brainchild ideas. And also, obviously, the dance is, you're the creator and inspirator. So we wanted to find out more about your thoughts about the gathering and what you'll be doing at as part of that.
Well, what I'll be doing is being the mama backstage, really, because I'm gathering all of you to gather all of you. And it's really exciting for me. So, you know, I've been doing this a really long time now. And has most of you. Deirdre, you've been with me for 20 something years, maybe?
Years.
How many?
Yeah. Let me think, about 22, 23.
Yeah. So the beauty in this is our connection, our passions and desires. And what I have done is allowed myself to release and let go of my creations and teach them and inspire others to stand up to their passions and their desires and their businesses as well as their creativity and their art form, to then take the dance to the next level, becoming teachers and then master teachers and master leaders with this style of dance. Now, this dance incorporates so many things. It's not just a dance, it's a dance of fusion. It's a dance of cultures. It's a dance of creation. It's a dance of contemporary women coming into their wholeness, right? As well as being inspired from past influences and inspirations and, you know, tribes and spiritual connections. Yeah. So the gathering is me allowing my beautiful teachers who've been studying with me forever to bring their creations to the forefront, to share with you, the dancers, the people, the women, the men, the families who want to continue to grow and expand and step into your creative zone of genius, to get more inspired, to share in this beautiful connection that we have, this global connection, which is now so prevalent and powerful. Since the pandemic, it's even more so. Although that was my life goal 30-something years ago, was to bring women and people of the world together. And 30 years ago, we didn't even have freaking computers.
Oh, and the change with moving a lot of things online. Tell me your experience about what perhaps like for as a maybe learning some physical things or coaching or whatever online for you, because everybody's learning style has had to adapt, you know, and having the gathering and having the access to so many master teachers and so much information and goodness and magic, you know, is a positive development. But do you have anything, stories like from your learning over the last few years about learning online?
Well, I've been doing a lot of stuff online even before the pandemic. So at least I had technology experience, not to this extent for sure. And I know that it's been a huge learning curve for all of you to put your classes online, and we have these live Zoom chats and live, you know, live this and live that and connecting. And of course there's time zone differences. So there's so much to take into consideration. besides the technology, which can just freaking blow your mind. But, thankfully, I've had a lot of experience with computers and technology, that it wasn't that difficult to keep moving forward. And it was exciting. It's been exciting. I mean, I've connected with more people because of the pandemic, right? Deirdre, as have you.
Absolutely, yes. And in terms of the gathering, do you have any tips on people to get the most out of it? Because we'll have the 5 days, and there's chance to download stuff, chance to participate live. So anything you can say to people about just being able to get the most out of this really unique, exciting gathering?
Great question, Deirdre. So my suggestion is that because there's going to be 3 to 4 workshops a day, there's going to be a live chat every day. The workshops are pre-recorded, so you can do them in your home studio, your office, wherever you are, your bedroom, your bathroom, wherever you are. You get to keep them. So it's still a pre-recorded experience. But my suggestion is to make a sacred space for yourself, if you don't already have one, and to set aside time in your calendar. So this is a 5-day event. You get to keep these workshops forever, so there's no pressure. But to set aside time for yourself, for your self-care, for your self-study, for your self-practice. And I mean, put it on your calendar.
Yeah.
It's really important. This is your passion. This is your desire to learn these things, to practice these things, to drill these things, something new, something old, wherever that stands for you. But if you don't commit to yourself, you won't get anything out of it. Right, Deirdre?
No, I think diarizing it in, and even if there's 3 workshops a day, you can, plus the live chat, you can commit the time to focus, because if you say, I'm going to get to that, I'll get to that, that time never really happens. And so if you wouldn't do that in a live conference or a live gathering, so I think to be able to get the most out of this, there'll be people from different time zones that are, be able to contribute in the live sessions, and then commit to yourself some practice time. But I think it is about creating a space for yourself, and if you don't already have one, yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a lot of material. It's a lot of material. And, when we're talking 3 to 4 workshops, hour and a half a day, well, you may not have 4 hours to dance today. In a great world, that's where we would all be. But, so even set aside time in the coming weeks, even if you do 1 a day and repeat 1 a day, and then there's the opening ceremony, and there's some beading lessons. And of course, I'll be doing dances rituals. So we'll have some meditation and some journaling. And I mean, there's just so much beautiful information. And of course, in the perfect world, we wish we were all doing this live together. But we get to do it this way.
No, absolutely. We get to do it this way, which we can access it through our schedules, but we need to be able to schedule it in, so
absolutely schedule it in. And this is your time. This is your art form and your ideas and inspirations. And it's so exciting to see what comes from you after you take these workshops. And it's so exciting to see where my teachers have gone. And, with the moves that I created, that they've then created, and it's just growing and expanding. It's this beautiful art form. It's a lifestyle of passion and desire and wellness and growth and expansion.
Rippling out. So tell me just a little bit about, without giving too much away, about your journaling and your workshop that you're going to be doing.
I'm not going to give you too much away. But, dance is a ritual, or can be a ritual. It doesn't have to be. It can be a workout. It can be a sweaty groove thing. Tribal grooves is about working the body. using props. It's all of the things that we're offering are different experiences, but dance is ritual. To me, the repetition and the centeredness that comes from dancing, especially being present. Because when you go to a dance class, how many of you have experienced that where nothing else exists? You are there, you are in your body, you're dancing with your person next door, and it's just so powerful and so connected. And you know, even when I was doing this dance 30 years ago, I was like, I know that there's a spirit here. I know that I have a different connection with the planet, with the spirit when I dance. And to pay attention to that, to be present. It's all about being present.
Mhm.
And that's a meditation. So it's a moving meditation.
Yeah.
And of course, I
Yeah.
love journaling. Y'all know that.
What will people need to bring with them to your workshop? Their journal?
A journal,
Uh,
a bottle of water, and space to move. As in all these workshops, you're going to need some space to move. Maybe not a lot of space. If you don't have a lot of space, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Everything works.
I always say if you can imagine, or if you have a yoga mat, you know, and you have that kind of space, you know, you can still, there's still length, there's still a bit of breadth, you know, and hopefully most people can have at least that kind of size of space or more. But it's good for the journaling to make sure that, you know, people can bring along, you know, a new journal or their current journal, or, you know, for your workshop. And I think an open heart and an open mind. Yeah. I think an open heart and an open mind, particularly in all of this when it comes to learning, whether it's learning moves, learning about yourself, learning about, you know, how you approach things, how you learn. It's, you know, all these things. I think in your journaling classes, you capture that. It's not just thoughts that do and then disappear. You know, you're able to anchor, you know, some nuggets, and that helps you both for your dance and also for life.
Well, and that's something I think is so important, because a lot of people just go to dance classes, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to think deeper than that. I want you to connect with those words. Thoughts become words, become things. And I love to ask you, what is dance to you? Where are you going with your dance? What's your vision? You know, it's connected, it's embodying all the aspects, right?
Right. Absolutely. And that, I think that will be the beauty of having and being able to include this workshop in the gathering as well. So yeah.
And that'll be ending the 5 days. We have a beautiful opening ceremony. The other thing that I suggest too in making your space sacred is, you know, maybe you want candles. Like you can't really see my altar here. I have fresh flowers. I have my crystals. I have my money wand. I have my this deck. You know, I have a lot of decks. I have my Earth Warrior decks. I have my Palo Santo, making my space sacred. There's so many ways you can turn your space into a sacred space. I'm not going to be teaching that, but just think about what beautifies your space for you. You know, what makes you come alive? What makes it
well?
yours?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, that's great. And I know that there's all the workshops are starting to come in, so they can be edited. And
it's so great. Oh my God. We have 13 plus 4 workshops plus live chats every day. Wow, 5 days.
It's so much good stuff. Absolutely. And it's it's brilliant. We look forward to both participating and teaching and getting as many people along as we can. So, and there's a private Facebook group that's up and running.
Right. It's actually getting started today. And then what are you teaching?
So I'm teaching. Oh, don't ask me questions. That's my job. Earthy moves workshop. So I'm calling it Earthy Moves and Grooves. So there's going to be some slow and as well as some fast, a lot of great GC repertoire, and maybe a couple of my own kind of creations based on, you know, that kind of can grow out of the repertoire. So yeah, so that's great. That's I'm really, and I've got a couple of little surprises trying to get some people in. Yeah, I'm
so excited.
Even the preparation, I think, for these things, you know, for your workshops, you know, listening to music, thinking about moves, you know, thinking about what other people are doing and waiting in anticipation, so that, you know, that let's kind of get started on, I don't know, Nina's or Christine's or Angie's or, you know, Misha's, but, you know, whoever. And, you know, even the crafting, the beadwork as well. So I think it's super that we've got such a range of offerings. So
beautiful. And it's really for everybody. It's really for everybody. You don't have to be a global caravan dancer, and this could be an introduction for you, or just ideas for you to take away and put into your own dance. We are not dance exclusive. We are dance inclusive.
Yeah, right? No, that's a great way. Absolutely, yeah. And lots of people love, you know, once you get into the kind of feel of it, you know, how it feels in your body and, you know, where you go with that. You know, I think, you know, the world's your oyster in terms of art and creativity. So it's all good. Yeah.
Awesome. And in these live chats, also that we're going to do every day, bring your question, bring your thoughts and comments. We can dive deep into anything that you want to talk about. Well, almost anything. We're not going to talk about sex, but that's another day. No, but seriously, it's really great to show up and participate and bring your voice, right? I love to see you and hear from you and to have you be involved. And this is the way we can do it through this virtual gathering, is through these live chats. And they're going to be at all different time zones, you know, so some will be when you're sleeping. Of course, you don't have to wake up and join us. You can watch the replay, but, you know, come as often as you can and show up, because I want to see you. This is the whole point, is for us to connect. You get to connect with your dancing friends all around the globe.
Absolutely. And I think that it's nothing better, you know, you maybe see people on Facebook or other kind of social media, but now you get a chance to actually interact. You know, it's not just, it's a two-way. We're trying to make this, you know, as much two-way as possible so that people get a chance to ask, they get a chance to dance. Some of it has to be pre-recorded, but the live stuff definitely show up. And, you know, there's no such thing as a silly question, you know,
right?
Even if about, tell us more about, it doesn't have to be, what do you think, da, da, da. No, it could be about lots of different aspects of the current, you know, the current global caravan kind of format or lifestyle, or, you know, or some historical stuff or tidbits or advice, or, you know, give some tidbits or advice, you know. It's so it'd be good to have a conversation on those live.
Yeah, and the best thing too also is we had an early bird pricing and then it raised to its normal price, but now we're going back to the early bird pricing because we want you to join us. So it's $157 freaking dollars for the whole 5 days of workshops and everything. So that is something that we can offer you as a tribe, as a troop, as a company, because we want you to be able to, we want it to be accessible for you. And I think that's beautiful.
Inclusive. So no, that's brilliant news. That's great. Awesome. Well, thank you so much out there in Palm Springs. And Pennsylvania Saturday afternoon, so at least we're on the same continent.
I know. I wish you were closer.
I'll be coming West Coast definitely. So
Okay.
good.
All right. Loves, thank you everyone for joining us today. And please don't be afraid to ask questions or, share comments and join us. And all the links will be here and, we'll see you soon. It starts in like 3 weeks.
Oh.
All right, Deirdre, thank you, love.
Problem. Thank you for letting me turn the tables on you.
Okay. Bye, love.